The real issue, I think, at the end of the day, though, surrounds who we will fly out of Afghanistan. Some categories are clear. U.S. citizens, very clear, green card holders, even special immigrant visa holders and applicants and family members are fairly clear. However, where does one draw the line when it comes to anyone whose security is jeopardized because of work with the US or Afghan governments, our innumerable implementing partners over the years, civil society groups that will be in the crosshairs, et cetera, et cetera? The Department of State and the White House really have to come to grips with that pretty quickly, or many, many hopes will be dashed. In truth, right now, having followed numerous individual cases and groups, it appears to me that there is no true system for those inside Afghanistan beyond American citizens' green cards and SIVs. And those who are getting through have partners in Kabul who can operate effectively in the city, pick up individuals and groups, get them through the Taliban checkpoints, navigate the airport entry control point, and get to a private or chartered aircraft that was able to get landing rights. In sum, what they are doing is working around the system, not through it. And again, I think Washington's going to have to provide some more specific guidance on who can come to the US or even go to a third country. We have written right now a very substantial blank check that I fear we may struggle to redeem.
My focus is currently on communication. How do we ensure that Afghans have a means to continue communicating past 31 August? How are we going to know what's going on in Afghanistan if we're not thinking about communications and the fact that the Taliban have in the past and are currently shutting down cell phone towers? How will we know the atrocities that are committed? How will we be able to keep the international community focused on Afghanistan if there's not citizen journalism? Because as we know, the majority of journalists have, of course, left the country, and we don't have a way of keeping track of what's happening in the country. So my current concern, as I work with my military veteran community, is mapping our network in Afghanistan. Where are our partners currently today? Do we have a way to continue staying connected to them?
The key activity right now is looking forward into the moving from the staging areas that the refugees are in right now to places of more permanent location, figuring that these locations that we move from the staging bases to are going to have to be in place for 5 to 10 years. It's going to take that long to sort out the refugee status. History would say that 70–80% of them will probably go back to their homeland country of Afghanistan. Many of them will move on or homestead where they are. But the G7 side of this equation and the security side of this equation is getting those more permanent locations set up, funded, and organized in a way that can handle this refugee population. That's probably where certainly the military side of the equation, the national side of the national security side of the equation is focused right now, and rightfully so. That is the most important activity that we're going to have in front of us.
What's not discussed a lot in terms of the immediate evacuation is among those being evacuated, they are leaving with nothing except the clothes on their backs. They have no luggage, few resources, no possessions. And this is going to be another huge challenge for our communities, philanthropic, et cetera, to really care for them, getting through all of the hurdles of their resettlement, the hurdles with respect to the kinds of visas they will be able to qualify for, which is another huge issue. But to be aware that these people are coming literally with nothing. And I think that's something we keep in mind.